CBS Sports HQ. It appears as though the University of Florida has found its next head football coach. According to multiple reports, the Gators are on the verge of hiring Louisiana's Billy Napier. Dan Mullen was out in Gainesville on November 21st following an overtime loss to Missouri. And Napier, who has had a lot of success with the Ragin' Cajuns, including getting to the Sun Belt Championship game this season, he now gets an opportunity to take over a program that has won multiple national championships this century. For much more on the hire, what it means for Florida and the rest of the coaching carousel, joined by Barrett Sallee. So Barrett, let's get started here. Billy Napier has had interest for other jobs in other cycles. Billy Napier has been connected to other SEC jobs in other cycles. What do you think it was about Florida that made Billy Napier, a rising star in the coaching industry, decide to say yes?
Well, it's a recruiting hotbed. And you look at what Florida's problem was with Dan Mullen, it's that he wasn't recruiting. The top-rated recruit in the state of Florida this year that they have committed is ranked number 20th in the state. And what Billy Napier provides is recruiting prowess essentially throughout the Southeast. He's been at Clemson. He's been at Alabama. He's been at Florida State. Obviously, he's been the head coach at Louisiana. He has ties all over the Southeast, and that's what he's known for. That's what he's good at, and that's what got him the job at Louisiana. And once he was at Louisiana, he became a star. This is the golden era of Ragin' Cajuns football. They've got 3 straight double-digit win seasons. They're undefeated in the conference this season. They've won 11 straight games. I don't know how they lost to Texas in the season opener, but they fixed that problem. They're playing Appalachian State in the conference title game for the 3rd time in 4 years. What's not to like? He fixes the problem at Florida. He addresses the main issue, and at the same time, he has addressed and created the type of persona that attaches itself and recruits love, and they will play for consistently. So much so that Louisiana had like 15 super seniors come back. And that's a big part of why they won the Sun Belt West and are playing for the Sun Belt Championship. So he just checks every box, but specifically it's recruiting.
Yeah, I'll build on top of that. The organizational side is one thing that we often hear about Billy Napier, and that the idea that in taking over at Louisiana, he got a chance to build out what would be an entire operation, something that he no doubt learned from his former boss, Mr. Nick Saban. So Barrett, we have seen an entire conference try to replicate Nick Saban's success. We have hired from his staff time and time again to all kinds of differing efforts, from a Jim McElwain all the way to a Kirby Smart. Now, as we look at Billy Napier, another former Nick Saban assistant joining the SEC, how do you think he is going to be able to land? What are going to be the immediate payoffs, and what will we see from the Gators in the immediate future?
Well, I think the first thing is you're going to see a really good coaching staff. Every assistant coach that I know that knows Billy Napier or has been on a staff with Billy Napier really respects him and loves his work ethic. And you mentioned organizational skills that he figured out how to use at Louisiana. I think a lot of assistant coaches will welcome that. So I think he's going to be hiring a very, very solid staff at Florida, full of recruiters that can also coach a little bit. So I think that's the immediate payoff. And as far as the Saban stuff goes, I mean, look, it's Nick Saban, right? Like, it's one thing to just have this freak streak against a coach who's not that good. It's Nick Saban. He has the best players in college football. He has the best assistants in college football. So when Jimbo Fisher finally beat Nick Saban this year, becoming the first former Saban assistant to do so, it was like, well, yeah, I mean, he's a really good coach, and he has good players, and he slayed the Nick Saban dragon. Good. Most people don't have those kind of players. Texas A&M has been getting them. So I don't make much of that. I think Billy Napier has the ability to get Florida to that level. The recruiting base is there. He's got, I think, a foundation and an organization and boosters that crave a winner and understand that maybe Dan Mullen was more smoke and mirrors than anything else. So I fully expect Billy Napier to build that program to a point where it's competing with Alabama, whether Nick Saban's there or not. Can he get over that hump? I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think that this is a case of just another Will Muschamp that's going to come in, flame out, and Florida's going to have to move on.
Louisiana had great success with quarterback Levi Lewis in the Ragin' Cajuns. Billy Napier, a former assistant on the offensive side of the ball. One of the most talented players on the active Florida roster is quarterback Anthony Richardson. How do you handicap Richardson's future with the program? Do you think that this hire is going to be able to help the chances of keeping a talented player with a high ceiling like that in the Gainesville Gators program?
Yeah, because, Levi Lewis does a lot of what Anthony Richardson does. I think Anthony Richardson will probably do it better, but he checks all the boxes. I know Billy Napier will come in and probably try to figure out what the deal is with Emory Jones, and he'll give him a shot. I think there's no doubt about that. He's earned a shot, even though it's been up and down this year. I think a new staff comes in. You have to see what they're all about on both sides of the ball. But Anthony Richardson, he said after the game against Florida State yesterday that he's a Gator. He'll always be a Gator. Well, yeah, that's kind of vague. It does sound like he's going to stick around the program, but it also sounds, or at least conceivably, like he could say, wherever I go, I'm always a Gator, no matter what happens. But I think Anthony Richardson, if you're talking about the future of the quarterback position at Florida, then this is the right hire to fit his skill set, because Billy Napier understands this. He knows how to use these kind of players. And I think Anthony Richardson showed when he's healthy that he can be a superstar.
Billy Napier, 4 Sun Belt West Division titles, going for his second Sun Belt championship this coming Saturday. And here on Sunday, reported to be the next head coach at the University of Florida. My thanks to Barrett Sallee. Make sure for info on this and so much more, you check out the Cover 3 podcast. Download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.